Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're unpacking the hard, peer-reviewed science behind a plant that is, well, probably sitting right there on your windowsill. We've all used aloe vera, right? But today we're looking way past the marketing and the old folklore. We're digging straight into the clinical data to find out how this thing actually works on a cellular level.
Which brings us to the big question we're tackling today. Is aloe vera just some simple, old-school sunburn cure, or is it actually a complex, highly efficient chemical factory? We're going to look at studies proving this spiky little green succulent does a whole lot more heavy lifting than just cooling down our shoulders after a long day at the beach. Honestly, the chemistry here is absolutely fascinating.
So here's our roadmap for the explainer. First, we'll look at the chemistry of aloe. Second, skin and hair health. Third, oral health and dentistry. Fourth, gut health and metabolism. And finally, safety, risks, and limits. Basically, we're taking an inside-out approach, moving from the plant's internal botanical makeup outward to our skin and hair, and then deep into human systemic health.
Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1. The chemistry of aloe, inside the green healer. Let's see what actually makes this plant tick.
98 to 99.5%. That is the moisture content of the clear inner gel of an aloe leaf. But hey, please don't let that fool you into thinking it's just water. That remaining tiny fraction of a percent, it's an absolute powerhouse. It's packed with a minimum of 20 amino acids, including essential ones like arginine, plus vital vitamins like A, C, E, B12, and folic acid. All of this creates a massive, highly efficient hydration delivery system that drives the biological mechanisms we're about to explore.
Right at the center of that delivery system is this crucial, super fascinating molecule called asamanin. Essentially, it's a complex polysaccharide gel found natively right inside those leaves. And according to the research, this is the true heavyweight champion of the clear gel. Asamanin has powerful immunomodulatory properties. Basically, it stimulates immune cells, like macrophages, to spring into action. It's also the primary driver for deep tissue repair and profound hydration. So, you know when you feel that immediate soothing effect on your skin? Yeah, it turns out asamanin is largely the molecule you have to thank for that.
And that perfectly illustrates the plant's wider chemical arsenal. Think of flavonoids as your cellular cleanup crew, constantly neutralizing oxidative stress. Then you have chromones. These act as highly specialized tools to actively block histamine and fight off allergies. And finally, anthraquinones serve as your heavy-duty antibacterial and antiviral defenders. It's literally a brilliant symphony of specialized chemical actors, all working together inside a single leaf.
Now that we know the actors from the chemistry lab, let's see them in action on our bodies. Section 2. Skin and hair health. Repairing our outer shields.
Let's break down exactly how aloe accelerates deep tissue repair. It happens in sequential steps. First, it chemically stimulates fibroblasts so they multiply rapidly. Next, it actively boosts the production of collagen and elastin, which, let's be honest, are the very things we naturally lose as we get older. And finally, it reinforces collagen crosslinks, which significantly reduces long-term scarring. It's just brilliant natural cellular engineering.
Now, what's really interesting here is a specific compound called alloecine. If you deal with stubborn dark spots, sun damage, or post-acne hyperpigmentation, you'll want to hear this. Clinical studies show that when you apply alloecine topically over a couple of weeks, it directly inhibits hyperpigmented skin from producing excess melanin. It works at a fundamental chemical level to effectively fade discoloration. This proves aloe isn't just a passive moisturizer, it's a highly active corrective treatment.
Moving on up to the scalp, the clinical data for hair health is just as wild. Aloe contains specific fatty acids that calm seborrheic dermatitis, which is just the clinical term for dandruff, by resolving the underlying scalp inflammation. It also efficiently strips extra sebum and oil from the hair shaft without damaging the actual strands. That's a huge contrast to the harsh synthetic chemicals found in a lot of everyday shampoos. Plus, it supplies vitamins A, C, and E directly to the follicles, promoting healthy cell turnover and keeping your hair looking incredibly shiny.
Let's move a bit deeper into the body. Section 3. Oral health and dentistry. Beyond the toothpaste. Prepare to be pretty surprised by what this plant can do in the dentist's chair.
When researchers tested aloe vera gel against standard, heavy-hitting dental treatments like chlorhexidine, the results were honestly shocking. The target was Enterococcus faecalis. That is a stubbornly resistant bacteria responsible for failed root canals, and it loves to hide deep in the dentin of your teeth. The studies found that aloe vera was highly effective in neutralizing these pathogenic bacteria, competing right alongside strong commercial antimicrobials, but entirely without the harsh risks or abrasive side effects.
And beyond just root canals, aloe's oral healing properties are vast. Clinical trials show it significantly reduces the pain and speeds up the healing time of recurrent aphthostomatitis. You probably know those as incredibly painful mouth ulcers. It performs significantly better than placebos there. It also lowers probing depths in chronic periodontitis and treats inflammatory conditions like oral lichen planus. So it turns out this plant is a remarkably effective, totally non-abrasive tool for your total oral hygiene.
Let's move deeper still and see how this builds into our systemic health. Section 4. Gut health and metabolism, the internal powerhouse. The systemic, internal effects are just incredible. Clinical trials show aloe acts as a true metabolic regulator. In these studies, aloe vera gel treatment actually enhanced insulin sensitivity and reduced fasting blood glucose. It also lowered total cholesterol by a massive 15.4% and reduced LDL, the bad cholesterol, by almost 19%. Furthermore, its anti-inflammatory properties have been shown to drastically alleviate symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. It's essentially acting like a metabolic reset button for your blood glucose and lipids.
And this internal regulation goes even further. Aloe's polysaccharides actually improve gut mucosal integrity. By actively supporting a healthy microbiome, it acts as a highly effective, totally natural relief for constipation. Studies have proven it safely works for vulnerable populations too. It acts as a rapid laxative for pregnant mice, which is quite a visual, I know, and serves as a practical, cost-effective alternative for cancer patients experiencing opioid-induced constipation.
But of course, with such a potent chemical factory, we really must exercise immense respect. Section 5. Safety, risks, and limits. The boundaries of healing.
We absolutely have to clarify a stark difference in the plant's anatomy here. While the inner clear gel is safe, there is a yellow layer just under the skin called the aloe latex, and it's rich in anthraquinones like aloin. Now, while this latex does act as a potent laxative, unmoderated ingestion poses serious toxicological risks. Prolonged or high-dose consumption of this yellow latex can cause gastrointestinal disturbances, hepatotoxicity, and other severe systemic issues. Make no mistake, this is a powerful plant, and it requires careful, moderated usage.
The scientific literature sums up this whole phenomenon perfectly. It notes that the health advantages of the plant arise from the synergistic effects of its several components, rather than the influence of a singular molecule. Basically, it's not just the water or the asamanin or the aloesin all on its own. Aloe's magic is a brilliant natural symphony of phytochemicals working together in perfect harmony to heal, protect, and regulate our bodies.
Which leaves us with the final provocative thought. Knowing the potent chemistry inside the leaf, how will you respectfully integrate the true, scientifically backed power of aloe into your daily wellness routine? Whether it's fading a dark spot, balancing your gut microbiome, or healing your gums, the science is completely clear. The green healer is ready to work. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.